Welcome back, welcome back. So, I'm sitting here smoking a cigarette out my window, and as you probably can hear, my neighbors are outside talking. Everyone down there has got to be 50 to 60 years old. And they're going over the classic fucking, hood shit. And about how what real hood from Jersey and this and New York, and I grew up in real shit and there, right? And it's the classic war story shit. That's why I made the video a long time ago. I forgot what it's called, but I remember something like stop telling your war stories. The next generation don't give a fuck. And everything you're bragging about proves how fucking dumb you are. So as I'm listening to this new neighbor, a clone of Yaya, the lady that I played with, she was so gangster and she's so hood. And then, she was all doped up and all the people in the building left her on the floor to die. Remember her? Remember how long she lasted? Now, for a lot of women, you know, you still stuck on this ghetto shit. A lot of people. See, when you hear me talk shit about older people, it's not all older people. When I talk shit about the generation of older people, it's because I grew up around the real shit. And everybody swears the real shit is violence. Which, I guess, that's real hood. But it's amazing to watch these people not grow up and brag on the corner about how fucking gangster and real and my hood was real. I'm 60 years old. We real. And then sit there and explain gentrification, but not know what's going on now. This old woman and these goofy ass niggas are sitting there talking about, yeah, now I'm saying back on the hill or wherever the fuck, started talking about New York Times Square, I'm saying, all the Puerto Ricans used to live up there, and then it was like real hood, and now all rich white people live there, and I'm like, it's said that the dumb niggas that got tricked into fucking their own neighborhoods up can't figure out why they don't live in those neighborhoods anymore. And why they all scramble like roaches and then flee to other states and then tell war stories about how real their neighborhood was. Y'all was so real, y'all let them fucking get your ass up out of there. You spend 50, about 2, 3 generations is usually what they let you have, you know? 2, 3 generations. And then you're 60 years old talking about how real and these new young niggas around and all. You did exactly what the niggas before you and 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 the niggas before you. And Sharif kept saying, we're all not going to live here one day because you stupid ass niggas keep doing the same stupid ass shit. My wolves and anybody that can listen to this, one, stop judging all the hood people, cause I made it. Now I can't get out, but I definitely made it because there's no way I'm gonna sit here and talk about my teenage years at 60 fucking years old, bragging about how real I was, but I don't have a goddamn thing to show for it. I'm a dusty ass old nigga that can't even dress more fly than a sweeper that sweeps the floor for a living. I gotta walk around and swear and be around the other ghetto niggas that are broken, dusty, and fucked up. And as long as we're together and act like the rest of the world is not real, like we're not losing. These people sit on this corner every fucking time normal people come by. They don't walk through them. They go across the street or walk around the cars to go around them. This is how bad these people are fucking so dumb and don't realize you're shunned out of the world. You'll never ever get to be allowed in the world. And if you have kids, they're cursed. Because they're gonna grow up. Listen to you. How real it was. They're gonna try to bring their old days back. It's pathetic. Now I understand what my father wrote down. No man can save you. What they did to you, only you can set yourself free from that mental fucking chain that keeps you as a baby ass teenager bragging about what teenagers are doing right now, and they're making more money than y'all niggas. You know that? I listen to the OG niggas talk shit and I laugh at them. I be like, yo, there's young niggas that are doing exactly what you were doing, but they make more money. You know what I'm saying? You niggas from the 70s and you goofy niggas from the 80s and the 90s, you're old, like, it's a fucking joke. It's so pathetic watching the low level niggas that never stood a chance, never fucking, they were next to real niggas. Niggas that actually went up into the shadows, made businesses, bought land. They got to stop and live as regular people. They're living amongst the regular rich niggas right now. You fucking dumb ass niggas can't even get middle class to look at you. But you're so real. Then you all get broken up. You move around other new neighborhoods, and it's a bunch of niggas that barely know each other. And then what happens? You're all cool for a second, sharing your fucking war stories. And then because you never grew up, you'll all be at each other's throats soon. You don't believe me? Oh yeah, I have 4 fucking years worth of videos. All it takes is for them to, gang up on the wrong person. And that person be smart enough to let them get all hopped up and then remove themselves. Because once the stupidity starts, it's gotta keep going. See, Shorty, that's how I defeated you. Because idiot niggas that are still living that life didn't realize every single thing you did and everything you're doing now is the same. And it got you right where you are. So why won't it happen again? Why won't the fuck ups and the mistakes happen again? Oh, cause yous are smarter now. No, yous don't even know how to look up. Yous are still so fucking dumb. Yous don't even look in windows and shit. Yous are still so fucking dumb. You niggas will get seen on camera with each other and then plot against one person and then tell the cops, no, we don't know each other, but we're all just, on camera together. This is how fucking dumb you niggas are. You think you're still living in the 70s or the 80s. You niggas are so dumb. Use a text crimes. You think your phone's secure, but you don't have a hacker. You don't have the special made phones that are like $5,000 that are encrypted to block the United States and anyone else in the world trying to get in your phone. You don't know about shit like that. Because you're not real criminals. You're idiots that real criminals use and discard like toilet paper. And then when you're older, they can get more service out of you for cheaper. Because you're broke and desperate. It's pathetic. How long niggas allow themselves to be in slavery? because you get a couple years with a couple $1,000 and then spend years fucked up. All yous get 5, 10, average 15. Real good smart niggas get 20. The niggas that are made men, they don't get in trouble. That's what you guys are for. You fucking morons. The law even changed and became lenient to allow you dumb fucks to keep getting out of jail. So you keep getting restarts to start your life over. Meanwhile, regular men like me, if we get one fuck up, we don't get up no more. We don't get to go to the middle class. We don't get to get rich because we have these felonies and shit. You niggas are losers. Fucking F doesn't bother you. Multiple charges don't bother you. Being known and seen with known criminals and whores and fucking still talking like you're tough. At 60 years old, a grown woman still wanting to knock niggas out. Still gotta prove you're hard. Could you imagine that? Talk about the abuse that you receive from men. Talk about the fucking Jesus Christ. Like, it's the women, and it's the women, it's just so sad because women like that, Yaya and this chick and all you others, yous hate me. But I love you. Because I see what women and men did to y'all. You wasn't the prettiest, so all the women made fun of you. Men seen that insecurity in you and then tricked you and used sex to fuck your mind up and get you to believe in love, and then they hit you with drugs, and then that broke your heart, and then you became the tough girl in high school because you're probably getting touched by your uncle, or they're just fucking you up because you ain't the prettiest hot girl. Then you're beating bitches up in high school because they look better than you. You got to be tough now because you can't be the pretty one. You can't be the funny one. You can't be the smart one because you didn't develop. They didn't let you get that chance to. So all you could fall back on is your aggression and your rage. The abuse. Because either you alchemize it and transform the abuse, or you become the abuser. And since, if they abused you because, you wasn't the greatest looker, then what are you going to do? You're going to find a weak, skinny guy and you're going to abuse him. And then you're going to hate him because you can abuse him. And then you're going to want a real man that you can't abuse, but you've already abused him in front of other men. So they're like, nah, I'm good. She's not going to change. Then that gets you really angry. Then you meet a decent one, the Lord delivers a regular man, a little nerd, he's not too hood. And your ways, your talking aggression, all that makes him walk away. And then you hate men, you hate good men. Because they won't settle for your shit. And then you're 60, so, you go back a couple years. You back. So you're in a generation that got the beginning of the feminist beat your chest and everything's gonna work out. We're gonna have these men eating out of our fucking hands soon. And you woke up to realize, no, those women are. You're just doing the footwork. You're the muscle. You get to have the leftover weak ass niggas that you don't want. But you get to abuse them, so it makes up for all the men that abused you. You get it? You get happiness, but you really don't. Because that nigga got to take drugs to take that abuse. You usually do drugs. They usually do drugs or drink because, the abuse, you got to take the edge off. Even the Lord said, let the drinks drink because their life sucks. So, I even understand, so I smoke weed. My father said I could. Now, I feel bad for you women like this Like the men, I don't feel bad for you because you have multiple more chances to change your life. Women don't. Women are to be protected, you know, because they're born with all their grace. All they gotta do is be molded the right way. And even if they don't get molded, as long as she has less sexual partners than most of the other women around, she can act right, like, the other women don't, then more than likely she's going to end up with somebody. She can do a lot of dumb shit, get herself in debt, be an angry woman. But, if she gets over those things, there'll always be that good guy, the cleanup guy. He ain't the greatest, but, he's not on drugs. He can do a little something, bring you back to the Lord. Now, you women, you've done so much, and this being real shit, gotta be gangster. Y'all don't understand. They wanted you to do that. So now you're older, and your ass gotta work. Get it? You're a debt slave. You get it? I'm not gonna get any more into that because this will get blocked, and I'm not about fucking with the big boys anymore. I don't want no problems. I made it through the Hunger Games once already. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the end of the movie, but we're here, and I think I've appeased someone. Thank you, whoever you are. Because my Lord said, if I do what He told me, I get to sit in front of the craziest people in the world, and I get to sit in front of kings. And since it's all on the internet, that means low-level Super Saiyans are watching my shit, and then because of the Lord doing what He does, it's gonna get the eye of a real nigga. And the real niggas, they do real things. And with the way things have been shaping up around here, and the readings I've been getting that I don't play and never will, I suggest my enemies, like, oh yeah, I forgot, there is no stop now. Because the Lord's not going to stop. And whoever's, making shit happen is making shit happen. So, continue on doing your dumb shit. Remember, I warned you, and I loved you, because I followed the laws of God, and I tried to tell you for mad long how it was going to end, and you spit in the face of that. So, blame yourself. You know, if you need to blame me, I get it. We all need something tangible to blame. Not all of us though, because I'm not you. My father said no man is your enemy. It's the thing that's behind them. That's your enemy. Like I told you, the thing that's behind me, the man, that's your enemy. And that's who you're going to fight. I bet your asses know now, don't you? Especially at work. Why everybody looking sick all over? How come everyone that fuck with me looks sick? You niggas ain't gonna be able to say, oh, he's doing magic shit. I don't get paid enough to do magic shit and keep myself alive and be looking this fly. There's no way. I don't get paid enough. That shit costs money, dog, so stop it. You niggas is going to admit my Lord is real, you know, one way or another. You either gonna do it now or when you stand before him. I suggest you do it now. Standing before him and then having to do it, I don't know how well that goes. I don't think it ends well that way for you guys. I think he said, before I take your fucking life, you better submit to me. You know, I think that's the lesson for the bad guys. The low level Super Saiyans that know not what they do. You're just taking orders. barely not, it's like kind of not your fault. If you think about it, you're desperate. You're only desperate because people made it this way. So that's not your fault. You just have a lack of knowledge and had to go through the desperation. So technically, that's not your fault. You know, the gentrification of your neighborhoods and shit, that's your fault. But that was they told who told you to do that? Who told you to follow Boys in the Hood? Who told you to pretend you're fucking Jay-Z, you know, and live those songs? No one told you to do it. They just played the songs. They didn't say go follow me. Well, some of them did, but they have this. They how many interviews we gotta see where they're like, "Yo, dog, I'm just making music. I'm not in control of any of these men. They should know they're grown. This is music." You can't blame them, but you can. You can't blame your parents because you know their parents, and then their parents, and then they're in the next generation's probably in slavery. So you know they had a lack of knowledge, not because of themselves. So you can't blame them. You gotta blame somebody else. And then you're gonna find out they got orders to do what they were doing, so you can't blame them. And you're gonna find out they got orders to do it, and you can't blame them. And you can't. And then you're gonna find out the ones that gave the orders got something behind them that gave them the order. So you can't blame them. You can't blame them. You can't blame them. You can't blame them. You only can blame those things, but those things are not physically telling. They're not controlling. They give you a choice. So you can't blame them. And now that we're at the final circle, the curve, now it goes right back to you for making the choice. You only made that choice from a lack of knowledge. You didn't know because you wouldn't learn. All love and all praise to the Most High. I love you, Daddy. No matter how this ends, I know I'm a legend now. I can't imagine the wolf gods and ninjas are gonna bring forth if I go down. So, you guys, you know, like Obi-Wan Kenobi said, if you put me down, I'm gonna become stronger than you ever seen before. And if I've been a problem on this side of the force, what the fuck's gonna happen when you send me on the other side of the force? You know? What happens when I'm on the other side? I wonder. I don't know. That's why I love this life. I know that other side exists, and I know there's still work to do. And like Obi-Wan said, make me stronger if you want.